And here we are. Second semifinal of the day. Sasha Zverev and Jannik Sinner. Yuri Lehechka dispatched Arthur Fields. I don't even know what. I forgot who he played for like 2 seconds. Arthur Fields went down hard today. Yuri Lehechka played insane. But I couldn't really tell. I couldn't really tell if it was like Arthur Fields is playing horrible because he didn't play well, or if Yuri Lehechka was really just doing that well. He had something like he only missed like his returning percentages were insane. You know, second serve percentage, he was getting, you know, like 93% of the returns back into play, and on the first serve return, he was getting like 80 something percent. So that's really great. But so now we are looking for the decider to see who is going to make it to the final. Is it going to be Alexander Sasha Zverev or the Carrot? Willie Gaming. Hey man, how you doing? The resident German fan here. Appreciate seeing you out here. Thank you for being here. I see everything you said. You know, if Zverev plays aggressive, then anything's possible. Man, you think we're about to lock in for like a 3-hour match, huh? 6-4, 5-7, 7-6 Zverev. That's like a 3-hour plus match. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. It'd probably be the best match that they've ever played. Would it? Let's put that to the test. Let's see. We can agree on one thing. This is the real final. I would agree. I would agree with that. Even though I think if Yuri Lehechka plays Zverev, I'm not going to be so confident and say that Yuri Lehechka would win, but good. Yuri Lehechka played like a beast. All right, let's see if that would be the closest match they have ever played. Your prediction here, Willie Gaiman. Let's see. It would be one of them. Yeah, they've played some competitive matches. Not recently. 2025 looks like it was the closest match that. Well, never mind. No, it wasn't. Straight sets in the Australian Open. So 2025 Vienna. 2025 Vienna is the last time that Zverev took a set off of Sinner. So the prediction is, what do I think of the new attitude of Zverev? I haven't been watching a whole bunch of tennis lately. I've been working a whole bunch, so I don't know. I know that even through last year, you know, about the middle of last year, you know, I mean, he really started to think, and he was being told, you know, you just need to be more aggressive. You just need to play for the win. as it were, instead of being so defensive. So is that his new mindset? And that does he seem to be actually doing it? Because that's one thing, is to say, you know, hey, I'm going to play more aggressively. That's the goal. But he's kind of a natural defensive player. So he's actually, what you're telling me is that he's actually changing his style. Naked Eyes, how you doing? Very aggressive since he was. It seems like he wants to destroy. He wiped the floor with Cerundolo in about an hour. Yeah, and Cerundolo was playing well. Cerundolo played well this tournament. But Cerundolo, yeah, I'll give him that. I'm curious. Jannik Sinner is going to serve first to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. Another backhand from Sinner to the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. Zverev comes in the net. Backhand from Sinner goes into the net. I think that's a... No, Naked Eyes, I have not seen you in... I have not been streaming in a long time. Serve? I guess since I streamed a couple of Australian Open matches. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Shank. All right, Zverev. Crushed when Tommy Paul lost to Fields. Yeah. Tommy Paul. We like Tommy Paul. Serve from Sinner. Serve to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Up the line, but it's no good. Just long. What do you need to tell me? Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. Backhand from Zverev. Volley from Sinner is very nicely handled. I had a small moment of nervousness when I saw Sinner just run directly up to the net. I thought he could get past. Sinner to serve. Fault. Second serve. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. That's on the line. Zverev. Serve from Sinner. Forehand of Zverev. Sinner, after a little scare at the beginning, love 30, comes back. Naked Eyes. I went to Indian Wells. That's awesome. You watched the night match with Alcaraz and Rinderknecht. It was a great quality match. That's awesome. That's so cool to have seen Carlos Alcaraz play in real life. That is definitely something that I want to be able to do at one point. That's pretty awesome. And what's your cause with how this will end? I don't want to make you sad, Willie Gaming. I don't want to make you sad, but it is nothing against Zverev. I just think that Jannik Sinner is not human. What, he's won something like 27 sets in a row, something like that right now? I just think if Carlos Alcaraz isn't in the way, then I take Jannik Sinner every time. You know, guys like Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, they lose the random match. You know, Carlos Alcaraz loses random matches. Like, why does he lose? Who did he lose to here? Was Zverev up 15 love? 30 love now? I don't think that when it counts and when it's serious, you know, when it's a semifinal, when it's a final, I just don't think that these guys, yeah, like Carlos lost to Korda. You know, it's like, why Korda? That was just a bad, weird day. But I think those... Sir? I just think I think it's gonna be straights, Willie. I hope you're right. I hope we get a barn burner and we get a 3-hour cool, awesome classic. Forehand from Sinner to the forehand of Zverev. Sinner on the run. No good. 40 love. Forehand from Sinner is good. Backhand from Sinner is good too. Oh, but Zverev gets there with some good movement and puts that one away with some authority. That's looking good. That's about as good of an opening for Zverev as you could want. Other than, you know, maybe getting that break in the first game, but you know it's going to be tough. He holds easy. And he puts a little bit of pressure on the Sinner serve. That's what'll be interesting to watch for a little while, right? Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Drop shot from Zverev. Oh, baby. When's the last time you saw a Zverev drop shot? Serve from Sinner. The forehand of Zverev. Sinner, forehand in the net. 15. Or rather, look at this. Consistent pressure. That's going to be the key in this match, right? Is Zverev getting smooth holds and Sinner feeling pressure. Ace from Sinner. Oh yeah, Willie. He was. I have not been watching, so that's why. This may be a new Zverev for me. This may be a new Zverev, which would be really interesting. So I only know a Zverev who wants to play like 15, 20 ball rallies and just wear out the guy. Serve is a fault. Serve to the backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Sinner to the backhand is Zverev off the tape. Sinner up to it. Ooh, and he hits it in the net. Break point, Zverev. Serve. Forehand from Zverev. Shanked, but in. Sinner. Serve from Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. Zverev on the run. And backhand goes out. That's the thing with Sinner. It's like there's so much expectation and so much pressure. It's like somebody gets a break point on Sinner. And you're like, oh no, this is the moment. This is the moment where no. Serve. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the forehead of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the forehead of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Oh, backhand from Sinner goes out. It's 12 a.m. So late one for you, huh? Anybody gets a break point on Sinner, and it's like, Italy is under siege. Advantage, Sinner. Hey, thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Serve. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Sinner to the forehand of Zverev. And just defensive shot, and doesn't work on that one. I like what I've seen so far out of Zverev. But that's how I felt. That's how I felt when Zverev got to a break point. Like there was a part of me that was almost like, ooh, it's about to happen. I just don't think it's going to. You know, like the wall is about to collapse. And the Sinner's weaknesses are gonna somehow show. But he's just a freaking machine. But it sounds like Zverev's doing the right things, you know? He can't beat these guys the way that he was playing. Which, how crazy is that, right? I mean, you get to a point in your, just imagine this, right? You are, for like 5 to 7 years, you are one of the top players in the world, right? You're consistently within the top 5 players in the world. Most of the time, Zverev was ranked, you know, somewhere in the top 3. And yet, there's still room to be better. That's tough. That's tough. You still, like, it's just not, you still have to change something. You still have to do something better. I get why Tsitsipas has fallen off. You know, he's like, fuck it. I'm good enough. I'm good enough. I'd rather just like spend my millions of dollars in wherever he lives in. Does he live in Monte Carlo? $15. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Sinner. Just the pressure and the power from the carrot. Winner from Sinner. Once even very close. Yeah. I might ask ChatGPT this, but I'm pretty sure that if Zverev won that match against Nadal, the semifinal of the French, he would have been world number 1. Do I think Alex can DF? Steven, I'm not sure what you mean by DF. Do I think, I assume when you say Alex, you mean Zverev. Do I think Alex can DF? I don't know what you mean. Oh, double fault. Maybe double fault? Is that what you mean? Backhand from Sinner. Another backhand from Sinner to the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Sinner to the forehand of Zverev. Ooh, Zverev, nice winner. Actually knocked Sinner off balance there. Zverev has seemed to improve his double fault issues. His double fault issues, those demons might be in the past. Hope I don't curse him right here, but second serve. Backhand from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand to Sinner. Forehand of Zverev. Backhand from Zverev. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev up the line. Backhand from Zverev. Forehand of Sinner. Zverev on the run. Short ball for Sinner. He gets up there. Boom. Sinner puts it away. What a point. What a point. And Sinner is Zverev is definitely trying to put something away, but was a great point. That was better than any point that we watched from Fields and what's his name? Lehechka. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Sinner up the line. Too good. Ouch. Ouch. Got a good crowd there for a semifinal. I do think Sasha is doing much better this year. Maybe he will have a chance for 1,000 points or a Grand Slam. Your thoughts? If Alcaraz and Sinner are in the way, I just don't see it. Serve from Sinner. The forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Zverev in the net. If Alcaraz or Sinner are in the way of Zverev, I just don't think it's going to happen. You bet for Zverev to get 2 or more double faults just from head-to-head matches. I should check recent matches to see from Zverev. You're familiar with the rules of tennis, but not player analysis. Huh. I mean, it's possible. Depends on how long the match goes. Fault or sorry, fault out. Ball's out from Sinner. If no, naked eyes. I mean, if like let's say Alcaraz has a small injury or whatever and has to pull out, you know, his thigh or abdomen or his arm, you know, something, and he doesn't play in the French. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. Forehand from Zverev in the net. Like, let's say, you know, for some reason, Alcaraz doesn't play. And Sinner somehow gets knocked out. You know, he has a bad day. He has a bad match early on in the tournament, and he gets knocked out early. Then I see an opening for Zverev at the French Open. I think that's his best shot, is at the French. Or the U.S. Open. I don't really know how he does at the at Wimbledon. I don't know his record there, but the French is definitely his best. Forehand from Zverev is a winner. You bet him to get 2 or more double faults. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Zverev's doing in most of his matches right now. I have not been watching a ton of tennis, but last year, the matches that I watched with him, his double fault issues had drastically improved. And that ball is not going to be returned from Zverev. Serve from center. To the backhand is Zverev. Ooh, bad bounce for center. Actually, just really good placement from Zverev. I won't put that on the ball or anything. Zverev put that return in a great place. And it just jammed Sinner up. Serve. Ace. Advantage Sinner. Serve. Is a let. What's he shaking his head about? Why didn't he like that? The Sinner did not like that let call. Serve. The backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. Forehand from Zverev is very nice. We're going back to deuce. This first game, this first set is very, very important for Zverev. Serve. To the backhand is Zverev. That goes out. Serve from Sinner. There's a fault. To the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner up the line. Backhand from Sinner. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand to backhand. Sinner eventually takes it up the line on a forehand. Zverev on the run. Just. Ow-wee. That's just punishing. Zverev doing all he can to be aggressive. The Sinner's just there. This mattress commercial's got me locked in. This is a good mattress company. Is called Avocado. I look like a comfy bed. I'm not gonna lie. For whatever reason, it was a good advertisement. That one had me locked in. I was like, all right, yeah, maybe that bed is more comfortable than anything I've ever experienced. Zverev got a hill to climb. Is he? Did he walk off the court? Where is he? Oh no, he's here. Here's Zverev. What are they? Zverev's not happy with. I guess he feels like he's getting rushed on the court. Serve from Zverev. The backhand of center. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of center. Forehand from Zverev goes out. Been a little bit of a dip in play from Zverev. Serve is a let. $15 all. Return from Sinner is no good. Serve from Zverev. The backhand of center. Backhand from center in the net. Serve from Zverev. The forehand of center. Forehand from center is out. This is a much needed game here from Zverev. Serve. There we go. Zverev needed that one. Just to have a smooth game. He's feeling frustrated for sure. He's got some negative body language. He's kind of shrugging his shoulders, talking to his box. It's like he's out there and he's doing what he can, but he feels like it's not enough. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of center. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of center. Forehand from Zverev again to the forehand of center. Forehand from Zverev. Backhand from Zverev goes long. Yeah, and Zverev almost throws his racket. I don't know what the announcers just said. Maybe they criticized Zverev for ace from center. Serve. Winner. Zverev is hitting with a lot of power. But Sinner's just giving him the power right back. Sinner will absorb the power and he'll take the power. The thing that, puts Sinner in trouble with Alcaraz is that Alcaraz has so much variety. It's a big serve from Sinner. Zverev in trouble. Potentially going to lose the first set here if he fails to hold. But he had an easy hold last game. So we'll see. Varney, welcome back. Glad that you are enjoying the channel, Varney. Hope you win some money. That's the thing, Naked Eyes. I don't think that I think that's what everyone is trying to figure out. What do they do with Zverev? What do they do with Sinner? What do they do with Alcaraz? I don't think anyone has it figured out. When they're on the court, it's up to them. Either they play a bad subpar match and, they're even if they play a bad subpar match, they can still win. Alcaraz, what was it in the... What match was it? Was it in Cincinnati? When Alcaraz was, basically injured through a good bit of the match, and still came back? No, or was it the Australian Open? What match was it when Alcaraz was doing his had like cramps and all this stuff? Oh yeah. Yeah, it was against Zverev. Carlos wasn't even, he had his cramps and all this stuff. And he's struggling. And he still beat Zverev. I don't think that there's it to get to the point, Naked Eyes. I don't think there's anything that anybody can do against Sinner or Carlos. It's up to them. When they're on the court, it's up to them. Serve from Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. The forehand of Sinner. Slice. That's out from Sinner. Whoops, out from Sinner. All right. Zverev protects his serve. but he does need a break. No, naked eyes. It was in the Australian Open. It was this year in the Australian Open. He was cramping, or he had a tear or something, some sort of strain. Serve from Sinner to the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Sinner to the forehand of Zverev. Zverev being very aggressive. Sinner still in the point. And that one's going to go out. Zverev gets a point on the Sinner serve. Cincinnati was when Alcaraz won in a walkover in the final. But he wasn't injured at all throughout any of the tournament. He wasn't playing that well at the start of that tournament, but he did fine. Ace from Sinner. Serve. The backhand is Zverev. The forehand is Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. That's a good forehand. Short ball. Zverev up to it. Volley. Zverev puts it away. Well done. Well done. Great point. Controlled everything. Zverev needs to play perfect points from here on out. Forehand from Zverev in the net. Serve. The backhand of Sinner or backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev, and he just gets a little bit. Yes, he's aggressive. I like it, though. I like it. Because the old Zverev isn't doing that. The old Zverev is not just going for a winner like that. Make Sinner think about something, at least. Serve. That's a great serve. Set. I don't care. I don't care that Zverev lost it. I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing. And, imagine that he gets that ball in there. We're looking at 40-30. We're looking at 40-30, and maybe he's still in the set. I hope that he gets some in. Oh, buddy. Ooh. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I'm going to get some water. Good first set. This game ain't over. Yeah, no, I do agree with you, Willie. I like this. I hope that if he just got a few more of those balls in, we could be looking at a different set. I'd like to see him hit a few more. I maybe would have liked to see him hit a few more drop shots than he did. He hit the one drop shot really well. Why not try it again? Serve. It's in the net. Serve. Yeah, this is interesting. Look at this. Dominance ratio up here is to Zverev. Sinner hits it in the net. Unforced errors. Zverev, very few. Serve. The forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. Backhand lob from Sinner. Zverev. Put it away. All right. Zverev. Good start. Look, all Zverev had one break opportunity and missed it. And Sinner had one break opportunity and got his. That's the difference right there. That's it. Serve from Sinner's good. .48 minutes of playtime here. Serve from Sinner. Forehand is Zverev. Backhand from Sinner to the forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Zverev in the net. Serve from Sinner is fault. Second serve. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Sinner lands out. Serve. Fault. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. The forehand of Sinner in the net. 30 all. 30 all. Serve to the backhand of Zverev. And that lands out Sinner at 40-30. Serve. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Sinner lands on the line. Oh, that's heartbreaking. That is a little bit heartbreaking for Zverev. It looked like Sinner might have dragged that one a little bit wide, but he doesn't. He just drops it on the line. Unbelievable. Zverev serves. The backhand of Sinner in the net. Serve. Fault. 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 Forehand from Sinner. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Forehand from Sinner. He just misses. Wishes he had that one back for sure. That was a mess. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Backhand from Sinner. Forehand is Zverev. Backhand from Sinner goes out. 40 love. To the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Sinner goes out. Couple of errors off of the Sinner racket there. Gives Zverev a hold rather comfortably. Well, if we're going to see something out of Zverev, I think now would be a good moment for him to make a push. Why wait? Why wait until your back is against the wall? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Right now. Yeah, Sabalenka and golf. That's an interesting one. What does their head-to-head look like? Forehand from center to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from center to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Sinner volley is just in a spot that Zverev did not anticipate. Ooh, Sabalenka and Coco Gauff are 6-6. They've split. There are 12 head-to-heads. Serve is, but I bet you some of those wins came a while ago. Oh no, they've kind of split them. I bet for Coco Gauff won. Interesting. That'll be interesting. They kind of split them pretty good. 15-0. Serve from center to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from center to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from center again to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from center to the backhand of Zverev. They lands just a bit out. Would have been nice to see one shot that was out of the usual. Come on, Zverev. Come on, Zverev. Serve. Ace from center. Too good. You see that Zverev, center has 16 errors that he's hit, but he's hit 9 aces. He just hit an ace right there. So he's just like, he's getting himself out of trouble with a crazy serve. The winners and the errors and those things aren't really stacking up probably the way that Sinner would want. But he's crushing the serve. And Zverev has 0 aces, which is a surprising stat to see there. Just tough. Just tough when you're playing a robot. Serve. Forehand from center. Backhand from center to the forehand volley for Zverev, but it's low at his feet. That's tough to deal with. And hits it out. Serve is a fault. Second serve. To the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev is a winner. Serve from Zverev is a fault. Second serve. The backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev is a good one. But man, he has to work hard. What a great shot. Is it getting to be nighttime there? Is it dark? Serve. Backhand from Sinner down the line. Insane. Yep. It is dark there in Miami. So we should have started with sunset. This is where we should have started. Now we're going to move to the night court. Serve from Zverev. To the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Sinner up the line. Winner. Break point for the carrot. Serve. The backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. That's a nice forehand. Sinner gets himself back in the point. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Sinner hits it in the net. So we're going to deuce. Zverev saves himself and he gives a good come on there. Are we watching the men's final match on Sunday? Yeesh. I work Sundays. Boo. Yeah. Serve from Zverev. The backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Zverev up the line. And he gets it. Zverev is fighting here. And that wore Sinner out a little bit. Sinner is leaning over. Give it up for Zverev. Give it up for Zverev, who's fighting very hard right now. And it's only an hour and a half. Serve. Fault. Second serve. Big second serve. Serve. To the forehand of Sinner in the net. Zverev. Zverev wants it. And he's not going to give it up easy. Give it up for Zverev. The point in which he could have gone away and gotten broken, he locks in. But that was big, because that was easily a year ago, Zverev gets broken right there, and boom, match over, essentially. Right? One break, and it's all. See, Willie knows how big that was. One break, and it's all over. Either one of them. If Zverev breaks Sinner, he will probably take the set. That was huge. That was huge. And 3 years ago, Zverev probably double faults on that point. You know, his double fault demons come to haunt him. Now he needs to not get aced in this next game. Because his numbers are good. You know, he's got 9 winners, 6 unforced errors. Sinner's got a ton of winners, but he also has a ton of unforced errors. But these, actually, I'm pretty sure these winners right here, this number, I'm pretty sure the aces also count towards this number up here. I'm pretty sure. I mean, aces count as winners, don't they? Serve from Sinner. To the forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. To the backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. To the forehand is Zverev. Defensive shot. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Forehand from Sinner. To the backhand is Zverev. Backhand slice. Funky shot from Zverev. Zverev tries to go back up the line, but he misses. Zverev. Serve. Fault from Sinner. I didn't mean Zverev was serving, but I'm just thinking Zverev. That's all that's on my mind. Serve from Sinner. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. The fadeaway. Oh my God. Oh my God. What was that? Oh my God. Serve from Sinner. Forehand from Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. Flicks it. Lands in. Zverev. Good shot. Quick feet. That was fast. I feel like Zverev's moving fast. Serve is a fault. Serve. Backhand from Zverev is nice. Oh. Oh, he gets a good break. He gets a good error out of Sinner. That approach was not his best. Was not the best that he could have done, and that had to make him nervous. But Sinner chooses a lob, and it goes out. Serve from Sinner. The forehand is Zverev, and the serve comes in clutch for Sinner. Woo! Serve. The forehand is Zverev. That goes out. Sinner. Not yet. He looks wobbly, but the serve is still keeping him in the match. Wish I could see forehand, backhand errors and that kind of stuff here. Whatever. Serve from Zverev is a fault. Yes, he does. I'm not sure I know what you mean by that. Serve from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev in the net. We're not happy about that one. But we're going to continue moving. Serve. Zverev gets his first ace of the match. Good timing. Serve. The forehand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Good volley from Zverev. Serve from Zverev is a fault. (30-15). Second serve. Backhand to Sinner. Backhand from Zverev. That's a good shot. He comes up for another volley, pickup volley, and it's in the net. 30. Oh. Oh. Serve. To the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev. Forehand from Zverev is big forehand. And Zverev handles it. Advantage. He had it. Zverev is playing this match really well. All right, he needs an ace right here. Second ace of the match. Oh, and he gets a time violation. He gets a time violation. That's not Carlos Ramos. Who is that? Who's the chair? Who's the chair umpire? I think it says somewhere on this page who the chair umpire is. Can't find it. Let him play. Why do you have to do that one? Fault. Why did the chair have to do that? Serve. That's a second serve ace from Zverev to stay in it. He's trying. I did not really like that that call there. Whatever. It's not my decision. I don't see the clock either. Like, I don't know. Maybe Zverev was like 5 seconds over, you know? If he was like 5 seconds over time, that's not good. But if he was like a second or two, like that's not it. All right. What a good match. It's only a 3-set match, but hey, we're getting our money's worth or our time's worth, whatever you want to say, you know? I like it. I like it. Zverev has like a defiance and an attitude about him right now. I like it. Get angry. Serve from Sinner. Is a fault. He got 2 aces in that game, I think. Serve. Forehand from Sasha. Forehand from Sinner. But we're still... Oh, and Sinner paints a line. All right. Whatever. We know you're going to do that 2 times a game. All right, we know. Fault. Second serve. The forehand of Sasha. Forehand from Sasha in the net. Love 30. Or 30 love, rather. Serve. It is a fault. Second serve. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. Backhand from Zverev again to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Sinner goes long. Ooh, buddy. Oh. Serve from Sinner. The forehand is Zverev. Drop shot from Sinner. Zverev gets to it. Volley from Zverev. Good shot, Zverev. That was big. He didn't give up. He went after the drop shot. Even though it was ugly, he got it back, then a volley, and made Sinner play another ball. He made Sinner play another ball. That's the difference in that point. Zverev feeling it. Try to get the crowd involved. Serve from Sinner. Was that a let or a fault? I think he said a fault. Second serve. Forehand from Zverev. Volley from Zverev. Break point to Zverev. He puts the finger to the ear. Let me hear it. Zverev. He could break right here. Point of the match coming up. Most important point of the match. Is right here. Serve. Ooh, is a wild first serve. Missed that one by a lot. Second serve. Backhand from Zverev. The backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev in the net. Oh! That one was painful. Sinner's not going to miss. Not in that moment. Zverev is going to have to take that one. That was not a good miss. Serve. There's a fault. Sinner missing some of those first serves that he was acing earlier. Serve. The backhand of Zverev off the tape. Sinner up to it. Sinner at advantage. The first serve. Serve. Sinner hits good serve finally. Gets it. So tough. So tough. So look at this. Here are your first set stats. So 76% of his first serves are going in. He's winning 72% of those. And he drops down to 52%, only 2 aces. So the serve that was carrying Sinner in the first set has dropped off a little, which is giving Zverev more opportunities. Serve from Zverev to the backhand of Zverev to the backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev again. That one's going to go long. Kind of just couldn't get there and reach after that one. Serve from Zverev. The forehand of Sinner. Short ball. Zverev up to it. Puts it away. Easy enough. Easy enough. Excuse me. That was gross. Right? Feeling too comfortable on camera. Serve from Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. Forehand is Zverev. Backhand from Sinner again to the backhand of Zverev, who lands on the back of the line. Zverev, just can't get out of the way of the ball. Ends up in an awkward position. And Sinner has a little small opening here. Serve from Zverev. The forehand is Sinner. Short ball for Sinner. Oh, Zverev. 2 break points for Sinner. Sinner's Zverev has survived for a long time. Let's see what he's got here. Serve. The backhand of Sinner. Lob from Sinner. Zverev puts it away. Takes care of 1 break point. But he's still got to handle another. Again, an ace would come in very handy right now. Just to breathe. Because Sinner is not playing as loosely as he was earlier. Serve. That's a good serve. Not an ace, but it's a good serve. And it gets him out of the game. Ooh, buddy. Oh, no, it doesn't. What am I saying? No, it doesn't. No, we're deuce. We're back to deuce. My God. God, I felt like that was the end of the game. It felt that big. It felt that huge and that important. And it was like, oh my God. Deuce. Serve from Zverev. The forehand of Sinner. Forehand from Sinner goes long. Advantage Zverev. Serve from Zverev. Oh, hits the tape. That was looking like a good serve. Serve. Oh, did somebody yell? No, I think he just said sorry. Serve. Oh, double fault. First double fault. Serve. To the forehand of Sinner. Back to advantage. Serve. The forehand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev. The backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev again to the backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev is just... He's having some of those errors off the racket that are just not good. Serve from Zverev. There's an ace. There's an ace. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up for Sasha Zverev. Serve. And that's another ace. Zverev fighting like hell. Wow. Wow. This might be one of the better 2 out of 3 matches I've ever seen. This might be one of the better 2 out of 3 matches I've ever seen. Zverev deserves a third set. 100%. From the ground, Zverev has outplayed Sinner quite a bit. He's got sloppy in that last game, which makes me nervous. He was pretty sloppy in like the last 2 games, which might speak to nerves, which isn't a good sign because Jannik Sinner is a pro at handling his nerves. But Sinner, and that's funny because Sinner has actually been playing better the past couple games. Ooh. Serve from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Zverev goes out. Sinner looks cool and calm. That's scary. Serve. Forehand from Zverev. He was on top of that return. Sick. Zverev definitely has the fans on his side, and that can definitely help one thing. Serve from Sinner. The forehand is Zverev. Forehand from Zverev goes out. The serving from Sinner is just has been really good. Serve. Zverev gets it in. Oh, no. Serve. The forehand of Zverev in the net. Well, that was quick. Zverev had about a 7-minute service game, and Sinner gets out of that one real easy in like a minute and a half. All right, give it up for Zverev. Give it up for Zverev. Let's see him do something. I would love to see Sinner or Zverev do something special. Fault. Second serve. Backhand from Sinner. The backhand is Zverev. Backhand from Sinner up the line. Zverev caught up maybe a little flat-footed. Maybe I think that he was just, he didn't really know where Sinner was going to go on that one. Serve. The forehand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. The backhand is Zverev. Forehand from Zverev up the line. Sinner stretched out. Can't get it. That's the... Serve. Ace. Serve from Zverev. Fault. Woo! Second serve. The backhand of Sinner. Forehand from Zverev to the backhand of Sinner goes wide. Now Zverev potentially looking at a smooth hold. Zverev serves. Ace. Incredible. Zverev bends, but he doesn't break. Sinner himself also does the same. Bends, but doesn't break. You know that. Sinner looks vulnerable, though. I will be back in 30 seconds. What are we talking about, guys? Insane. Insane. Come on. Take us to a third set, Zverev. Let's get a couple double faults out of the carrot. No, not aces. I said double faults. But that was an ace. Serve from Sinner. Another ace. Ay, ay, ay. Serve. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my God. That ace was like a centimeter in. Backhand from Zverev. Lands in. Wow. Sinner hit 3 aces in a row. And then he had a really good return right there. A really good serve. But serve. Wow. 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 We are going to a tie break. Zverev has shown a lot of heart throughout this match. I want to see a third set. We want a third set. Sir. And now some freaking joker is talking during Zverev's serve. Just drag him out into the parking lot and beat his ass. Serve. To the forehand of Jannik. Backhand from Jannik to the forehand of Zverev. Forehand from Jannik in the net. Zverev gets his first point. That was pretty aggressive of me, huh? Drag this guy out into the parking lot. He is being a moron, though. If you're watching a tennis match and you just think, oh, now is my time to be noticed by the world, you're pathetic. Serve. Oh my God, another ace from Sinner. God, that's just so sick. Serve. I think that 6 out of the last 8. I think that 6 out of the last 8 serves that Sinner has served have been all aces. 6 out of the last 8. That's so painful if you're Zverev. You can't do anything about that. Let first serve from Zverev incoming. Serve. Fault. It's okay. We got a second serve. Backhand from Sinner. Lands out. Ooh, that was a nervy backhand. I don't know what that was. If Sinner took some pace off of it and kind of yeah, maybe. I think Zverev took a little bit of pace off of that ball and confused Sinner. It was a 99-mile-an-hour serve. I don't know how fast his second serve usually is. Serve. It's fault. Second serve. Backhand of Sinner. Backhand from Zverev. Backhand from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Forehand from Sinner. Lands out. Zverev still in it. Oh. Sinner. 6 out of his last 8 serves have been aces. What's he going to do here? Serve. Not an ace, but he hits it in. Zverev. Three all. Serve. The forehand of Zverev. And Zverev can't really get a good return on it. He just puts it back in play. Woo. Come on. Serve from Zverev. Good serve. Volley handled very well. Zverev is playing his game and executing with very few errors. There's just not any vulnerabilities on Sinner's side. Serve. Backhand from Sinner. Forehand. That might be it. One missed point. That might be it. Overhead. Overhead in the net. Joe. Welcome. Sinner with the match on his racket. Serve. The forehand of Zverev. Backhand from Sinner. Forehand from Sinner to the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Zverev is wild. And that body language from Zverev says it all. That body language from Zverev says it right there. I missed a freaking overhead. Serve. To the backhand of Zverev. Backhand from Zverev goes out. Sinner. Sinner. Heartbreaking for Zverev. Zverev played an incredible match. Zverev played an incredible match, actually. But there's just no vulnerability from the Italian. Zverev had two break opportunities. And Sinner protected both of them. It's probably one of the best two-set matches I've ever watched. That's a tough one. GG Sinner. This game was awesome from both, but in my opinion was better Sinner. In your opinion, are you saying Zverev was better? Sinner was very lucky sometimes? I don't know where the luck came into play, but I think it just I didn't see any luck. I saw us just miss one shot. That's how hard it is to beat Jannik Sinner. Even though Jannik Sinner really wasn't, he was vulnerable at times. The serve was what kept Sinner in the match. I mean, are you kidding me? To close out the set and then to start the tiebreak, Sinner hits 6 out of 8 serves for winners or for aces. Insane. You could see the body language from Zverev once he missed that shot. Yuri Lehechka versus Jannik Sinner on Sunday. I think somebody asked me earlier if I was going to be there for the Sunday match. Unfortunately, I work on Sundays, so I'm not going to be able to be there for that, sadly enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zverev, 100%, you know? I think if Zverev plays like that, he's beating Taylor Fritz. He's beating Ben Shelton. He's beating Medvedev. You know? He's earned his spot as number 3 in the world. For sure. You know, it's not an accident. It is not an accident. I used to not really like Zverev. You know, I thought Zverev was a little bit like Tsitsipas in that he seemed like a little bit of a crybaby and a little bit kind of entitled. But, you know, ever since Zverev came back from his ankle injury and actually faced some real adversity, he's I feel like he's grown as a person and as a player, and he has more maturity. I don't know why I'm pulling this up, but I'm just pulling up these rankings. Oh, I'm sorry. He's number 4 in the world right now, with Djokovic a little bit ahead of him. But I don't know. Will Sashi go up to number 3 in the world after this? Possibly. I don't know. I don't know how the scoring will work. But Sinner's right on Alcaraz's tail for the number 1 spot. And Sinner still has a little bit of the clay court season to play where he didn't play. I think that Sinner... When did Sinner come back? Rome? Did Sinner come back in Rome last year? Willie Gamut, he overtook Novak? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I think Sinner came back in Rome last year. I think that was his first tournament back from his suspension. So Sinner still has some tournaments where he's just purely picking up points. Whereas Carlos still has points to defend, I suppose. Lerner Teen, my boy. If you've never gone and watched the Lerner Teen video on the channel, go check it out. Hachinov. What the heck's Hachinov doing up here? That's cool. FAA. Glad to see him back in the mix, even though we haven't seen him in a couple tournaments right now. What's happening with Runa? He's still out, ain't he? He probably hasn't played a tournament. Nope. He's still out. He's going to be out until, like, probably the U.S. Open. He may not play the entire year. He may just take the entire year off. That's really sad because he had just hired, who was it that he hired? He hired Novak's old conditioning coach, and I was really looking forward to maybe seeing a new Holger Rune. That was sad. Maybe something happens, in Runa's not suspension, but his time off. Musetti, what? We got Musetti up here? What are we doing, Musetti? And we're coming up into the clay court season for Musetti. What are we doing, Musetti? I have not been watching much tennis at all lately, unfortunately. So I'm just kind of checking things out. All right, Willie. See ya. I like Lerner. I think he's really smart with his weaknesses. But yeah, this is all I'm going to be able to really stream for this tournament, unless for some reason, I mean, the Miami, it's probably going to be at like 2 p.m. or something like that. I'm not going to be able to stream the final. If for whatever reason the final is like super late, which it won't be, then I could do it. But yep. All right, gang. Thank you for being here. That was a fun match. That was a fun match. I'll still be around. I will stream when I can. Oh, show. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for being here. I'm out. Thank y'all.